Good morning. This is just a quick test. I've got my LED light over me, and on the last video it was flickering like mad, so I thought I'd give this a go and see how it looks. Working on this rear wing, I've now filled in, got to get used to the angles on this, I've now filled in the holes for the trim, ground them back. I really wanted to strip the wing, get all the paint off, but as you know, storms, pigging down. I'm just wondering where that's in there. I want a steel ruler just to show you just how thick the paint is on this. This is not an original wing. This has got zircon blue in it, so it's come off another vehicle, and the problem I was having is when I was trying to line the doors up and the rear wing, there was a bubble here. It was sticking right. I mean, it's not fastened at the minute, but it was here, and whatever I did, I could not get this rear wing to go in. And what I found was the bracket on the rear of it at the back of this is spot welded on and then bolted to the inner wing. It looks to me like when they did the pressing, it was actually an angle and further out, which then I couldn't line up. So I've drilled out the spot welds, retacked it, and now let's see if I could put this light on as well. What I've got now is it perfect here. And what was happening is this door was well in, and when I come to line it up here, I couldn't get nowhere near. So somebody'd been messing, obviously to get this wing to fit properly. They've messed about with the door latches and everything else. It was sticking, it wouldn't open properly. So now what I've got is a nice shutting door, and flush here. Now the other thing is I found it had bubbled here, so as I've took the paint back, it's got a bad repair or a repair that's worn out. So one of my next jobs will be to cut this out, put another patch back in. And at the rear, as you know, I don't keep anything standard. It'll look like a P6, but it'll just have the odd alteration on it. And what I've done with the rear, I've Frenched in my reflectors, which I'm just on with at the minute. I'll just reach across here. I've got that there. Shove that up there a sec. And what I've done, I took out the reflector out the chrome, and that's how it'll look when it's done. Obviously with a bit of paint. So that's where I'm up to so far. So what I've got to do now is tidy this up, get as much metal in as I can, keep fitting the light. It had been bashed on this corner as well, so when I come to just sand the paint back, this was filler and rotted. I don't know, I've got a piece of it somewhere. Should have been better prepared. And when I come to sand this back, this had all gone and this was pushed in. So at least now it will be metal. I'm trying to get as much metal in as I can. So I'm going to file this back now, because with the grinding it just creates more heat. So I'll keep it as straight as I can, welded up the back of there. And when I get a bit more progress, I shall get back to you. See you soon. Right, what I've done now is ground back this was full of filler right the way back to here and up here. So what I did first, because it's got an edge, I've then got this plate and I've rolled it and it's nearly there to fit in. Unfortunately, I needed to have this plate longer because what I've uncovered is that instead of cutting it out, they plated over. It isn't good, so I'm going to have to do now. I think this has gone a bit here as well. Maybe have to go higher, cut out all this rust. So see how far I get. Normally I wouldn't cut the plate out first, but because they'd gone over it, it was standing proud and I couldn't, sorry about the camera work, I couldn't get that edge in. It was holding it off. Anyway, get it ground out, cut out, and then see where we go from there. Right, so this is what I'm left with now. Now, the reinforcer that goes at the rear, where you actually mount your wing, is corroded here, and in a bad state. So rather than lose the shape, what I'm going to do now is get that in there, tack that in, get it all in, welded in, ground back. Then I can take the wing off and cut out the rot from the rear. That means then I can actually get paint to the back of this panel rather than spray it now to weld it on. Right, back in a bit. There we go, there's that repair done now. Doesn't look too bad at all. And it's bolted out and it's there, it should be fine. Bit of filler on it now, and also this is all squared off now, so that's ready for filler. Just want to find a nice dry day. It's not been too bad today, but when I come in sometimes in the morning it can be damp on these. And also what I found is the more you grind back, you can see the filler lump here. And what they've done is when they've tried to fill it to get it to fit that door, I'm hoping there's nothing behind there, so I've got to grind all that off next and then paint strip it and then get it in undercoat. Alright, see you on the next one.